If you are working for the South African government and you know that you make more than your salary, I mean, like your other form of income is apart from the salary that you are getting from government. I'm talking about corruption. If you know you've been corrupt, I don't know if you've noticed, 2026 is the year of revelations. And if you think, maybe they're not going to get to me, you are sadly mistaken. They are going to get to you. And I keep saying, sometimes you need to be smart. You know you've done wrong, and you know you're not alone that have been doing what is wrong. And the last thing that you want is to find yourself in a situation where the police had knocked on your door. It doesn't matter which department you are at. 2026 is a year of revelation. So you are also going to be revealed that you have been a bad, bad boy or girl. And the next thing, we are going to see you wearing masks in court, glasses, and covering yourself with newspapers and jackets of your 2-year-old. Instead, be smart, Yibala. I need to read the room now. Would say, yay, na babantu babanjo. You know what you do? Turn into a whistleblower. A whistleblower who's a criminal, by the way. Say, start with, I'm involved in, and then you fill in those dots. What are you involved in? How long you've been involved in that? And why the people of South Africa continuously to struggle to be serviced? And then you mention your syndicates. Who's heading the syndicate and who are the minions like yourself that are involved in this? Because if you are not going to do it, somebody else is, I'm sure somebody else is thinking it. And they are having your name. Yeah, you will be the one that will say you're the mastermind. And then the big fish escapes. Oh, the big fish will escape. Now, what am I talking about? This video is not about this individual, Van Rensburg, who was siphoning money from the presidential, whatever not it is that they're saying. I'm going to learn more about it because it's a story that I came across this morning because of the court appearance this individual was going through. I was anticipating Faninkosi. But before we get to Faninkosi, there is a video that I tried, in fact, it was a shorts that I tried to post over the Easter weekend. And I wasn't aware after posting it that YouTube has made it into an AI-generated shorts. Because I'm looking at people in the comment section and I'm like, what are y'all talking about? Until somebody said, Cletus, is this you? And I'm like, that is my video. And then something said, go check what's going on. So I go and check on the YouTube shelf. Haibo. Ubanige manjelo. And so then I remembered that YouTube is currently testing on many channels the AI feature. And I think they've concluded the AI feature. Now, it's what you call language dubbing. So what you were hearing, it's the robot that was transforming my video into 22 languages. 22. So that will be your French, that will be your Spanish and all these other, languages around the world. But for some reason, it turned my shorts into American English. Yeah, America has their own English. So that video, what you were listening to, was American English shorts. And I was like, no. So I had to delete it. But the question I was asking in that shorts, it's still lingering in my head. So basically, if you're wondering what short is this is the short, and what you are going to hear in the shorts is what's bothering me right now. Hit it. Haibo. Mpilon leni pilai. You know, I am watching this, obviously, war between Kenny Kunene and Julius Malema. And there are some things that I feel like they are not particularly paying attention to what they are saying. For example, listen to this.
a man that it is alleged when somebody wants to kill Julius, Julius will run to the farm and say, this man wants to kill me. And that man will make calls and Julius will be safe. Today, this is how he describes this man.
I ask again, Mpilon lemni pilayo. Because in my head, I would think that if Julius Malema's life is in danger, it would be around politics, hence there is PKTT. But when Julius Malema allegedly runs to the late Mswazi for protection because he heard that allegedly he's going to be, and then allegedly Mswazi would make some phone calls to the people allegedly that went to Julius Malema and they would stop. Mpilo leni philayo. Cha okwangempela nje, I think this is a pertinent question to everybody that is close to Julius Malema because you'll be collateral damage. I don't know if you understand how the mafia works. Zishaya zot eseduze and they leave no witnesses. Mpilo leni philayo vele vele. Hayi bandla, South Africa. So icela ivuthiwe. Well, those of you who are not Zulu speakers, I'm asking a question. What kind of life is this that you all are living? What kind of life is this that you are living? Mpilo leni philayo. Because I would have thought if Julius Malema's life was ever in danger, it will be amongst his political opponents. But now it's not in his political opponents from what I'm hearing from Kenny Gunen. Mpilo vele these guys are appealing. To a point where an entire alleged criminal that's feared by politicians, business people, and anybody around him, fear him, would make a phone call and say, don't touch Malema. And he's actually not touched. Mpilo vele abaphila these people. Because with everything that is going on in South Africa, I mean, Nkatam Khonaze on the 6th of July, he did mention that politicians are involved in heinous crimes. But you never think that they could be involved in a criminal cartel or organized crime. For a boss of the organized crime makes a phone call and say, don't touch this one. And he actually doesn't get touched. Hey, guys. So it's like South Africa. I am telling you, what's coming, I don't think we'll be able to handle it as a nation. Nkatam Khonaze said, if you knew, this country will burn. Anyways, let's talk about Nkosi. Sergeant Nkosi. Sergeant Nkosi, okay, let me just read a very short ENCA report about his appearance in court today. So he was arrested last Thursday. This is before Good Friday. His house was raided, and allegedly some police were actually wearing protective gear. And we got to learn why they actually had protective gear. And in my head, I was like, who snitched? His wife, if he has a wife? Or somebody that he had kept these things that he's now charged with. Said, if you go to Sergeant Nkosi's house, you are going to find 1, 2, 3, and Z. And that is why they were wearing protective gear going into his house. So was there a bomb squad? Let's hear. Hey, South Africa. We are at the mafia states already. So ENCA headline that is of Tuesday the 7th of April 2026 at 1:47 p.m. Fani Nkosi to remain behind bars. So he was scheduled to appear in court today, of course, to say hello to the magistrate and his name officially and legally published so that we know who he is. I understand that there was application that was made by the media to basically broadcast the procession. Unfortunately, the media was denied any right to broadcast the process today. In my head, I'm thinking, why? Why? But then I thought, this is a sensitive, possibly, witness that we need to paint a picture of everything that is happening in South Africa, particularly by the big fish. Mr. Sibia, are you ready, sir? Because I don't think Sergeant Gosi is going to go down without dragging a whole lot of y'all with him. So he is a potential state witness, even though I found him to be a hostile witness at the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry. You know, when you are arrested and then you begin to realize your reality, that's when you change your mind and say, I'm sorry, I would like to talk. And I think he is going to be one of those people. So he appeared in court and he wanted bail, I suppose. Okay, let me put on my glasses because I'm blind as a bat, y'all. So here we go. The state has granted postponement to verify his bail information. He faced charges of theft, defeating the ends of justice, possession of unlicensed ammunition, and a hand grenade. When I was like, a hand grenade, do South African Police Service members carry hand grenades? That to me is shocking, but we'll get to it. Let's go finish. I'm almost done. It's 2 paragraphs that are left. Nkosi was arrested on Friday after a raid on his Pretoria home, where police also seized case dockets, among other things. Case dockets? Nkosi is a member of the Gauteng Organized Crime Unit and testified before the Madlanga Commission. His testimony implicated himself and senior police officials with ties to organized crime figures. Imagine the irony of it all. You are a member of the organized crime in Gauteng, and then you involve yourself in organized crime. Now, dockets, what dockets are these that are found in? So that means there are people who are seeking justice, and the perpetrators, they are walking scot-free amongst us because their dockets are not found. Now, this makes me remember Professor Anele Mgadi Hammond, who said that allegedly all her case files that she had with Standard Bank in the law library, they are not found. They are not there, allegedly. South Africa, what have you gotten yourselves into? And now let's go to the hand grenade, because the hand grenade really gets me interested. You know, you guys, I have a very curious mind, right? Now, what is the purpose of a hand grenade? Remember, I always gave an example that some foreigners, they are looking at this ball of thing with a pin hanging out of it, and one of them, being dumb, ask themselves, what is this and what's this pin about? They pull it out and everybody go like, please, whatever you do, don't drop it, because it goes kaboom once it hits the surface. But what is that for? And then, of course, my mind started running wild. My 2 IQs were like, come on, Cletus, must we rub ourselves together for you to understand what is going on? And I'm like, okay, I'm a little stupid. What is going on there? CIT heists, don't you think they are done with hand grenades? We've seen videos of CIT trucks exploding. How do you think they were doing that? Is Sergeant Gosi involved in that part? Oh. Is Sergeant Gosi involved in CIT heists? This trial, why? I want to hear all the gory details of everything that hand grenade is about. And of course, he has to say Where did he get it from? And what was the purpose of it? And why was it in his house? And dockets, whose dockets are those? Do you think some of them are of the cartel members? Whether the small fish or even the big fish? Because they haven't revealed whose dockets these are. And unlicensed ammunition. Where were they going to? So it's starting to look like, in my head, I'm not saying this is a fact, in my head, it's looking like, yeah, all them guns that are in South Africa and all them ammunition that are in South Africa, these are the sellers. Yeah, Sergeant Kosi, and goodness knows who else is involved in this. Well, according to what we were hearing in the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, the late deputy president's name popped up, but I think it was Nkosi who said, no, that's not the deputy president, but his son. And I'm thinking to myself, I went, you're not a Skebenga, but Skebenga type of situation, because as Skebenga would have said, okay, he's late. Obviously, he can't defend himself. Yes, him. But no, let's go for the warm body that is still around and say, no, actually, it's the son, the nephew. I don't know, whoever he is. So obviously now he also has to be arrested at some point. And we kept asking where these weapons were coming from. Sergeant Kosi has some answering to do. You got some answering to do. There are South Africans 6 feet under because of that activity. People that wake up in the morning to a job to transport money lost their lives because y'all are cruel. You throw a hand grenade at them to gain access of the money. Why isn't South Africa considering the death penalty is beyond me? Guys, anyways, he was denied bail. This is Sergeant Kosi. He was not denied bail. His case was postponed so that the state can verify that his address it is his address. If he has a passport, I guess they confiscate the passport, and all of that stuff. I'm not quite sure which schedule of the Criminal Procedure Act this is. I think it's Schedule 5, if I'm not mistaken. But hey, we'll see. And this is another disturbing thing for me that I heard. I don't know how true this is. So since he is going back behind bars, he is going to be placed at the hospital wing of Hoshimampur. And I was like, hey, we've heard this one before. The hospital wing of a prison. What is he ill with? Because this is grounds that they are creating for a medical parole should he ever be found guilty after his trial. I'm sorry. We've seen this movie before. This script, we have seen it. And the people that used this line in the script are out on the streets playing golf. No. There's got to be an explanation. We are not an animal farm here. All of us are equal before the law. Why is he at the hospital wing of Hoshimampuru? What was the explanation? And how was that approved? Who approved it? On what grounds? Shouldn't he be with the general population of Hoshimampuru? Or better yet, for the rest of South Africans, Ebongweni. Yeah. Where you see a sun ray for just an hour, that's where a person with a hand grenade is not supposed to be in some hospital wing of a prison. They should be seeing the sun through a window up there. And then they'll lift their hand up and just for the sun to hit their melanin skin or Mount Caucasus skin or whatever. Am I the only one who's thinking that way? I don't know. But going back to my opening statement, if you work for government and you've been corrupt. Bayeza kuwe. And I want to speak to those in housing. I don't know what it's called today, but when I was growing up, in fact, every department that changed names, I mean, I still call it the old names because I don't understand the new names and what was the purpose of it all. Oh, I forgot. Tenders. Anyways, if you worked at the Department of Housing, nonke niye jele. Oh, you want me to say it aloud? Nonke niye jele. So, can we have one of y'all jumping the Titanic and say, hey, him no so and so and so and so. That way, you are positioning yourself to be free, not go to jail. Be a whistleblower, who's a criminal, by the way. All right? Who knows? You might actually negotiate with the state and successfully you will actually see your children grow, their grandchildren, your grandchildren grow, even get married. You know, type of situation. Zicabangele. They'll throw you under the bus. I'm just saying, guys, God is in the chat. Not only is he in the chat, he's not wearing gloves in the ring. Uzaguwe. Poo! Uppercut, TKO, hey, konke. Anyways, let me leave this video right here because, Haibo, South Africans, what happened? What happened? Got a good. I'll see you guys next time with a new video. Goodbye.